Society is collapsing, many young people are in confusion, but this is a good news. One will say, how can you say this is a good news? Society is collapsing and you're saying that this is a good news. You see, every civilization is built on the ruins of a previous civilization. Every new phase is always the end of a previous phase. If society is collapsing, the society that we know it as it is right now, if it is collapsing, that means there is an emergence of a new society. And only those who are aware of this collapse and aware of the emergence will take advantage of what is coming. My name is Charles Agbani. I'm a high school maths teacher, and I'm also someone that observes societal trends, not in terms of fashion or the latest music, but how society is growing or declining as the years go by. From your point of view, do you think that what is happening in our economy today, what is happening in our social climate today, is something that just happened because of a new government just came in? No. It is a fruit of the actions of our predecessors. Our predecessors include the leaders themselves, our predecessors include our own parents, and our predecessors include ourselves, our younger selves. You see, the actions you take today are what will affect you tomorrow. The actions you took yesterday are the things affecting you today. So if we want to change what is happening today, first we must track back to see what caused the challenges of today, both economically, socially, morally, in our relationships, what caused this problem. Then, if we can go to change those causes, then we can change the effect. But if we don't know what caused it, you might be surprised that you are still repeating those previous actions and planting seeds for the next generation. Some years ago, when our fathers were growing up, most of them grew up in the rural areas, okay? And a few of them got an opportunity to go to school or learn a trade and then move to the cities. And then when they moved to the cities, in a short time, their lives were transformed. Someone left their village and moved to the city, and within 1 year or 2 years, his financial life was transformed. But why did this happen? This happened because the opportunities in the city were more than the people in the city. Society was at a stage where there were many developments occurring, many industries being established. So what happened is the government of the day ensured that, one, they made it easy for people to go to school. That's why you hear that our parents were saying when they were in school, they were on scholarship. Why were they on scholarship? The government was looking for people to come and man those industries. So instead of money to stop their people from going to school and then coming to man those industries, what do? Go to school for free. Because when you go to school, you will still come and work for us, right? Also, most of them, when they came out of the school, at the point of graduation, they got job offers because the people that own these companies, that own this establishment, were desperately looking for employees. Why would they come to them? Because at that point, the employers were in desperate need of the employees. That was how society was. So let's go back to what we were saying. So a young man leaves his community, and after 1 or 2 years, he goes back to the community, and his friends, his contemporaries, can visually see the transformation in his life just after a short time. What do you think those other young people in the community will want to do? They will also want to migrate to the urban centers. And this became a trend that began to happen in our society back then. Even those who got these opportunities, let's say the first son of a family got an opportunity and is now in the city doing well, what will he do as a good sibling? He's going to call his younger brothers and sisters to come over and be with him to assess these opportunities. At that time, the economy was very strong. So the young men at that time could afford to bring 2, 3, 4, 5 siblings and be able to take care of all of them with just one income. But as the years went by, just imagine that you have a bucket of water, you have an empty bucket, and every morning you go scoop from this full bucket and pour into the other bucket. With time, this other bucket that was full will start becoming empty, and this other bucket that was empty will start becoming full. And that's what happened to society. As time went on, also with the influence of Nollywood, those days also in Nollywood, you see that someone left the eastern part of Nigeria, maybe Emeka left eastern part of Nigeria, went to Lagos, and in a short time, Emeka has gotten money. That also influenced us as a society. So many persons moved from the rural areas to the urban areas. Then a shift happened. Before, in the urban areas, the demand for employees was more than the number of employees, right? But now, because the urban centers are now filled up, the demand for the jobs were now more than the jobs that were available. And also, the educational system we inherited was trying to solve a problem of the past. What was the problem of the past? They needed people to come and work. They needed people to be able to say, yes, sir. They needed people to show up on time. They needed people to be able to sit at a place. So what they did was structure the educational system to satisfy that need. That system back then was successful because those people who lived back then actually succeeded. But the solution to yesterday's problems might not be the same solution to today's problem. So today, the number of persons in the urban areas have multiplied, not even doubled. But the number of persons in the rural areas have dropped drastically. So there are many effects of this on the people in the urban areas. One, everybody in the urban areas have to eat, correct? Right? Yeah. But we believe that our access to food is our money. Now, if there are so many people that want to access food through money, but now there are fewer people producing that food, what do you think demand and supply is going to do to the cost of food? Remember, when the demand increases, the price also increases. When the demand reduces, the price reduces. So there are few persons producing food, but there is a large consumer base. So what do you think these people, these few persons working themselves out to produce this food will do? They want to maximize their profit. So you can blame the government anyhow you want, but as long as the number of persons in the urban areas are so many and all of us seeking for food from just a few persons, we are going to continually spend more money on food. Secondly, we are all scrambling for the same few jobs. So if you are an employer, what will you do? You have so many people demanding for few jobs. Now, what you do is you want to maximize profit too. You want to reduce the pay because people are desperate. Whatever you pay them, they will accept. So people are demanding for pay raise, demanding for this and demanding for that. They fail to realize that that job that you are saying the pay is too small, step out of that job today. In fact, at the gate, somebody is going to greet you and say, thank you so much. You are not going to be missed because the demand for the job is more than the supply for the job. So that is the issue we are facing now. And that's why society is going to collapse. Society needs to collapse because this system we are running is not sustainable. It can't continue. There are many people that are coming to the cities, many persons learning skills that are not relevant to today's marketplace, but they are busy learning them. Many young people are going to universities. Many parents who are not awakened are sending their children to university to learn courses that are solutions to yesterday's problem. Why are they doing that? Why are they making that mistake? Because it worked for them. It worked in their time. So they feel the best thing they can do for their child is to give them the same thing that helped them in their time. But they fail to realize that they are not the only parents that want the best for their children. There are many parents that spend thousands and thousands, if not millions of naira, sent their children to school. But today, the children are still dependent on the parents. Why? Because they have not found their feet. That's why we need to wake up. That's why we need to be awake as a society. Then What is the way forward? The only way this can turn into something good is if we wake up and change the narrative. Why must your child go to school? To learn a course that is not relevant today. Just for you to say, I sent my child to school. That's all. Why should they go to school to learn things that are not relevant today? Why not look at society and say, what is happening? What trajectory is society going towards? And let me key my children in that area. The same mistakes our grandparents made, that's the same mistakes many parents are making. Those days, what they did was the good child in the family, they allow that child to stay with them in the farm. And then when they see a child that is stubborn, they say, come on, you go to school. Let the teacher flog you. But they did not know that they were pushing that bad child to a glorious future. Because society was moving in another direction, moving from the subsistence society to an industrial society. So the good child was kept in that subsistence environment, but the child that was stubborn was sent to school to go and learn to become relevant in the emerging society. That's why we have the wrong persons in leadership. It's our grandparents' fault. What if they had sent the good children to school? What if they had allowed the responsible ones to go out and kept the bad ones with them? Parents are still making that mistake today. So if you as a young person, you have not woken up, then you are doing yourself a disservice. What's the good news about this? The good news about it is there is a way out. And the way out is not acquiring more degrees. That's a scam. You see, many young people, when they are done with university, first degree, they say, no, oh, the crowd is too much. The crowd is too much. If you want to stand out, you need to go to the higher level. And then they will squeeze themselves and then go and get a master's degree. But when you are graduating from a master's degree, does it look as if you have left the crowd? Does it? The same crowd that were in the first degree, you are now seeing crowd in the master's level. And when somebody is done with master's level, you say, no, this crowd is too much. I want to still go further. And you go to PhD. And you discover that PhD is now becoming like pure water in Nigeria. Crowd is getting PhD. When something becomes so accessible to the society, it is now worth less. In the days of our parents, with O-level, ordinary level after secondary school, they had opportunities. So when you see that people are now scrambling for a particular level, know that it is no longer valuable. It is now a business. The people that are benefiting are the lecturers and the educational system. I pity young people that go to universities and are sorting. What are you sorting for? You spend money to sort and you come out and there is no job opportunity. The lecturer is scamming you. It's a scam. It's a big scam. If they want to give you an E, whatever result you are coming out with, if your desire is to go to university, get any result you can get and come out. There's no business. There's no difference. There's no difference between a first class student and a third class student. The society does not care. It's just a manipulation at the university level. It doesn't affect your success in life. So that's why young people need to wake up. Let's explore the solution. The solution is taking advantage of today's opportunities, not yesterday's opportunities. And one of today's opportunities is going back to agriculture, going back to farming, or let me put it straightforward, going back to the rural areas. A wise man said that the most important people of the 21st century will be those people that are able to provide food for the masses. And that's agriculture. So if you want to escape the suffering that is going on, provide food for the masses. And if you have the desire to help them, because when more of us are providing food, what will happen naturally to the cost of the food is the price will begin to come down. But as long as there are just few persons providing food, the price will still be up. because competition stabilizes the price of commodities. That's one way. Another way is going into tech. You see, just as people migrated from the rural areas to the cities, today's migration is not physical. Today's migration is technological. You see, people who left Nigeria in the name of Japa, they were still moving with yesterday's philosophy, with yesterday's blueprint. They think that escaping the economic condition is physical, relocating from one nation to the other. But in this technological age, you can escape your location without leaving your location. So if you can't go into agriculture, I'm advising you as a young person, look at one skill that you can learn that is related to technology. Focus on that skill. Grow your competence in that skill. And if you understand how to market yourself well through social media and the likes, you will be able to attract opportunities outside your local environment. That is what you should do. And those that will be emerging in the next society will be those that are taking advantage of today's opportunity, not yesterday's opportunity. So if you are going to a university, ask yourself, those who have gone before me, where are they? If you are walking on a particular road and then you see people turning back from that road, do you keep going? Except you're a tourist, you just want to go and see what is happening. And that's what many people are doing. They just want to go to university and say they've been to the university. That's tourism. Many people are educational tourists. That's what they are. I just want to let you know that although society is collapsing, today's society is collapsing, a new society is emerging. Do you want to be part of that society? Look within. Check what you can do. Connect it to technology. Connect it to agriculture. And you easily chart a path for yourself. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like the video, share it with any young person you know out there that needs to hear the same thing. And also subscribe to this YouTube channel. See you in the next one. Bye.